So guys, let's get started on our app. If you guys remember yesterday, I created a folder. Inside our project folder, we named it Pages, and inside the Pages folder, we created another folder named Login Page, and inside that, we created loginpage.js, which will be our JS file for our login page. And this png is the logo, essentially the logo for the whole app, which we need to import it to our app. So let's get started on our app. First of all, we need to import React. So importing React means we will import a lot of states. For all of those things we need React in our project system. So we need to import React from React. So this is the essential thing. And the next part is we need to create a function which will be our component. So function login page. So this will be our name of our component, and this will return a view for now. So I will return a view. So I will return a view, and inside the view I will just display text for the time being, which will be login page. Right. So in order to use view and text, we need to import it from React Native. So I need to import view comma text, and this is the way you import specific stuffs from specific libraries. Okay, you need to give it inside the curly brackets. So from React Native. Okay, so once we import view and text from React Native, we can use that for while we are designing our UI, and we need to do this for all of our pages that we are going to display. And so if you guys look at this, if you guys understand how React works, we haven't exported the function login page from our login page.js. If we need to display something, we need to essentially bring it to app.js, right? So if we want to bring it to app.js, we need to export it from our page, right? So I need to export, and by export I mean default export login page. Okay, so by exporting login page from this page, I can import login page in my app.js file. Okay, so we did import app.js yesterday by using the import statement, right? You could see it over here, and I have also called the component login page over here. Now if you look in our mobile phones, and by that way I mean look in my emulator, you can see that it's written login page. So we can make sure that the login page is actually being displayed over there, right? Now what I need to do is I am going to give some styling to this view. And what kind of styling? Stylings are essentially just JavaScript objects. Okay, JavaScript objects in React Native. You could later on when we do put a lot of stylings, you could actually see that the stylings that we use here is almost the same styles we use in CSS while designing HTML pages. So if you guys don't know CSS, I want you guys to look into CSS, because CSS is easy for beginners. There's a lot of stuffs are easy if you guys really understand, and it's really powerful. And if you guys really understand CSS, you could design a lot of creative stuff like you see in the web browsers, and you can do the essentially the same stuff in your mobile phones too. So as I said, in React Native and Expo and React, just React, stylings are basically just objects. Okay, so I am going to create an object over here. That is why this. Okay, let me just explain once more. This curly bracket is to show that whatever I'm giving inside is a JavaScript object. Now, which JavaScript object am I going to use right now? I am going to use the objects. I am going to use JavaScript objects, right? So objects are basically data structures with that have a key value pair. So that would be like name John, sem S4, I mean S6 or S7, S7, right? Yeah, S7. So this basically this is what an object is. So objects are basically just key value pairs. Okay, so we used curly brackets to show to denote objects. So styles are also in React we denote styles as JavaScript objects too. So I am going to put another set of curly brackets, and inside this set of brackets I am going to do write my stylings for view. Okay, so all the stylings that are based on views, I mean all the stylings that I need to import, I need to give to view, I mean this specific view I'm going to give it inside this object. So for the first part I'm just going to give it flex1. So what will flex1 do? Flex1 will fill the view vertically for the entire page. I'll show you what's happening. So background, I'm just going to put a background color of maybe black. Okay, so if you look at your screen you could see that the whole view has been is now completely filling the page vertically. So if I don't give flex1, if I don't give flex at all at the it will only take the space of the content. Okay, so here there is a content text, login page is a content inside view. So that is all actually there inside this black page, black background color. So login page is actually there, and the height and width will be the height and width of of its children. So the child of view is text right now, and the height and width of text is this much. So that will be the height and width of the view. So I don't want that to happen. I want this view to completely fill the whole page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it flex1. Okay, and this will fill the entire vertical page, I mean vertical axis of the page, and I'm also going to give it a width 100%. So this will fill the whole page, as you can see. And now if I look into the Figma page, this is what we're essentially going to do, right? So the color behind, so this is what I'm trying to create. This color, I need to get this color, so that I am going to use a simple picker tool, Chrome picker tool. I'm just going to click over here, and as you can see, I can get the color of the thing easily using this tool, and I am going to paste that over here. Now using this thing I can get the exact same color within a same with the same click. Okay, it is a bit different maybe, but not that much different. So this will fill the entire page. Now the next thing I want is this blue background thing. Now the blue background thing can also be another view. So I am going to create another view inside this. I'm going to take this out for the moment. I am going to create a new view. Okay, and this new view will also have a flex1, which will completely fill the entire page right now. Okay, if I save the whole thing, I mean if I save the whole thing, you could see that you can actually see, but the view is actually filling the whole page right now. And I am again going back to my Chrome. I'm again going to select my color picker tool or the extension, and I'm going to click on this color, and now this is going to copy the color, and I am going to give a background color. I'm just going to paste it over there. So now if you guys can see the whole thing is being filled with the same color, but I don't want that to happen. I need it to move up a bit, right? So I am going to give a margin. Okay, so I'm going to give a margin of maybe 20 pixels. So a margin of 20 pixels would, okay, so what happened, like what does margin do? A margin will okay, I need something better to show that. Yeah, so if I have two components, okay, just yeah, if I have two divs or two views, okay, the space between two views is margin. Okay, so this is a view, and these two children are inside the parent view. Okay, so so the space between the child and the parent is what we call it as margin. Okay, so when I give margin as okay, sorry, when I give margin 20, the whole this whole image is going to be away from the parent view by 20 pixels. So this is what 20 pixels actually means in your mobile phones. Okay, but I don't want that to happen. Okay, what I want is that I just want the bottom part of the view to be about maybe 40 pixels away from the parent view. Okay, so I am going to actually change margin to margin bottom and give it 40 pixels. Okay, so margin bottom, and yeah, so as you can see, the margin has been applied only to the bottom part of the parent view. So the parent view is this green part, and it's taking about 40 pixels. I mean about no, I mean it's taking 40 pixels from the bottom. It's moved away from the parent view by 40 pixels. I'm going to increase that to maybe wait, let me just check how much space. It's an image over here, so you can't check that. Okay, so I am going to give a bit more space, like 50 pixels maybe. So what is that? How can, yeah, 50 pixels? No, I can give it as I can use percentages too. So using percentage will make your views. Okay, using percentages will actually make your view much more responsive, so that if I use pixels, that 20 pixel is going to be constant for all the screen heights. Okay, so if I use percentage, it will actually calculate that in percentage. So if I have a longer screen, the margin is going to be calculated as such. So what if I give 25, I mean 25 percentage? How, yeah, it looks good, right? Yeah, 25% is about what this looks like. Okay, so maybe 25 pixel is right. Yeah, 25 pixel works. Maybe 20 pixels, 20 percentage maybe. Yeah, so I'm not going to waste my time over that. Okay, so 20 percentage bottom is satisfactory. Now what I want is this curved bottom, right? So that's actually bottom radius. So border bottom bottom radius. So I am going to give a border bottom radius of maybe maybe 10 pixel. What will happen if I give 10 pixel? Let's just check. So giving 10 pixels didn't actually work. What if I give 100 pixels? Nothing is happening. So I am again wrong over there. So border bottom, yeah, left radius to be about 10 pixel radius. Will that work? Oh, it worked. So maybe 50 pixels will actually give me something better. Yeah, 50 pixels. I mean, what if 100 what if I give 100? Yeah, that actually looks okay, right? Yeah, maybe a bit more. I'll just give it a bit more, just to maybe 150. Yeah, that works. So border bottom left radius is 150, and then border bottom right radius will also be 150. That will make, yeah, somewhat a good, something like, right. Okay, so inside that, what I want a logo. So I'm just going to create I'm just going to create that afterwards. Okay, so I am going to create, I need two text inputs, right, and two buttons. So I am going to create the first text input. So before using the text input, I need to actually import the text input. So I am going to import text input from React Native. So once I have imported the text input, I am going to use it, text input. Now, like I said yesterday, I actually want the value. I need to actually know the value inside text input all the time. So so I can say that I need to know the state of text input all the time. So in order to know the state of text input, I need what? States, right? So in order to use state in functional components, in order to use state, I need to import use state from React, right? So I have imported then I only need use state for the moment. So I am going to just import state from using the curly brackets. I already have React over here, but that's a different story. You could also take from there, but now I have used it. I have imported use state from React. So I am going to create two states. So one is for the email part, one is for the email part, and the second one is for the password. Okay, so what was the syntax for creating a state? So we'll write const keyword square brackets the name of the state. So for the first one, I'll name it as email, and the second one is a function name to actually change the value of to change the value of the the state. So use state function, I'll call the function, I'll give an initial value of just null, not null, it's just an empty string, right? I am going to copy paste the whole thing, and I am going to change the value of email to password. Okay, now so I'm going to put value equal to email, I mean capital email, okay, what email for the first one. Okay, so now I am going to create a new function, and the name of the function will be function, and the name of the function on text change, or on change, just simple words, on change. And I'm going to take in two parameters. The first one will be the state, and the second one or state name, and second one is the new value of the state. And my logic is going to be like this: if state name equal to email, just make it, then I need to set email the new value, else I need to set password new value. And there are other ways to do the same thing. I'm just going to use this normal way, I mean the easiest way for that matter to do that stuff. Okay, so I'm also going to give a placeholder. I forgot about that thing. So the placeholder will be username or email. Okay, username or email, this will be my placeholder. And on change text, so what does on change text taken? On change text takes in a function, and the function will be called each time, every time the value inside the text input is changed, the on change text function will be, I mean the function given to on change text will be Cool. So I am going to create a new function which would give me the new value of the stuff, and I am going to again call on change, and because this is email, I am going to pass in email as the first parameter and new value as the second parameter. Okay, and for the password, I'm just going to copy the whole stuff over there to here, and I am going to change this one and here. So I hope this works. Let's check what's happening in our screens. So we have an email and a password. Okay, so for the timing, I want this stuff to be the center, to be in the center of the screen, right? So I'm going to say that justify content is center, which will bring all of the stuff, all of the stuff from the top of the screen to the center of the screen in vertical direction. And then I am going to give align items center, which will bring all of the stuff from the horizontal, which will center the whole stuff which will center the whole stuff which will center the whole stuff. Yeah, that's a sentence. Okay, so now I can type in my the username or email, whatever it is, and the password, right? Okay, so that too is done. Now I need to make changes to the actual thing. Now I need to have a border radius. I also want the background to be white. I want to have it width maybe like 226 pixels, that maybe like 50 percentage. I'll give it in percentage, which will be better. I'll give it in percentage. So and I need some kind of padding over here, which is like a 12 pixel padding. Okay, so let's implement. So this stuff should look like this stuff. Let's do that, right? We need to look I need okay, so what can I do? I could put style over here. The first curly is to indicate that it's a JavaScript object, and the second style curly is to actually indicate that it's an object. So the first one is to give it a background color. Okay, so I'll give it a background color of white, which would make the stuff white, right? Okay, now I need to give it a width or a height, maybe height. I need to give it a height of like I'll give it in percentage, or like I'll give it in percentage for now. Okay, so about 20 percentage, what will happen? So yeah, that's 20 percentage is okay, that's too much. Okay, I'll make it 10 percentage. 10 percentage is like still too much. I'll make it 5. Oh, you're not 50, 5. So okay, that actually won't work. I'll make it 10. Okay, so 10 works maybe. And I need to give it a width of like what was the width, like 30 percentage, maybe 30 percentage. Okay, what will that do? 30 is this much, so maybe what will happen if I give it 50 percentage? It should be half the same. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, now I need to give a padding. So what is padding? Now you guys know what margin is. Now I want you guys to know what padding is. So padding is the space between the border. So this is the border and the actual content. This is the actual content. The content starts from this part, right? And this is the border, right? So the space between the content and the border is padding. Okay, so if we look at this, look at our okay, I'll give padding. I'll show you. So I'll give padding left to maybe like 20 pixels left. So now you can actually see that the content, which is the text over here, is like 20 pixel, has a 20 pixel offset from the border of the stuff, right? So that's what I want. That's what I mean by padding. So if I just give padding, this 20 pixel is going to affect everywhere, so which is going to push the whole stuff, push the whole text outside our width. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to give padding left. We should only push the content from the left side of the border. Okay, so this works. Okay, now I need maybe not. Okay, so this keyboard actually affects the width of the stuff. That's because we have given it using height percentage. Okay, let's just take percentage out of the, and I'll give the values given over here. So width is 220 and height is 38 pixels. So width is 220 and height is 40 pixels for the time being. Okay, so if I bring the keyboard up, it won't change the height of the keyboard and stuff, which is actually good for now. Okay, so now we have now we need to give the radius of the this thing. So that would be border bottom left radius. Now the radius, now what should the radius be? The radius will be 10 pixels, so I'll give it 20 over here just to make the designer crazy. And I will give bottom right radius as 22. So what do, okay, now that is going to affect just the bottom part. Okay, that's my mistake. So I'm going to just give border radius. Now the border radius is going to affect the whole radius of the whole system, so that will work. Yeah, that works. And it looks a bit over. Yeah, maybe 10, 20 is a bit too much, so I'll just change it to 10. How does that look? Yeah, it looks good. So this is what I have right now. 10 is a bit too much. I'll give it 5 or 6. 6 maybe. What? How does 6 looks? Yeah, that looks good. Like 7. Maybe 8. Okay. Okay. So the thing actually looks okay. Well, let me just clear the whole part. Now I want the placeholder. I want the font to be a bit bold. I'll just leave it like that. Okay, so what is next? I need the same stuff to happen. I mean the same style to be given to this text input too. Okay, so I have two ways to do that. The first way is to copy the whole style from this text input and just paste it over here. That works. That will give us the same result. And the second thing is to do something else, and that is to import style sheet from React Native. Okay, so what does style sheet do? Style sheet is just a simply a function that would help you create style sheet, and this function is actually given by React Native itself. So let's just use that for the time being. So I'm going to create a new style sheet. So new styles equal const styles equal to style sheet dot create, which would create a new style sheet, and inside that I am going to pass in an object, and I am going to for the key part I'm going to give an input, just input. Okay, and I'm going to copy the whole stuff from here to here. Okay, so now instead of writing all this stuff again and again and again, I'm just going to call the stuff once. That is by calling styles dot input. Styles dot input. Now that was the wrong stuff. Okay, it should be put over here. Okay, so this is styles dot input. Now this is a much cleaner way to do the same thing. Now you could see that the thing comes over here, and you only need to change if you want to make any changes in the style. You only need to make the change once, and this will affect both of the things the same way. Now I am also going to give a margin top in order to just push the whole stuff from both of them. Yeah, so this would just push the thing away from the top and the bottom. So why margin top? Margin top is because I want to push password against the user, and after some time we are actually going to add a logo over here, and I don't want the logo to be stuck with the user, the text input. I also want that to be 20 pixels away from the logo. So that is why I gave margin top to both of the stuff, so that both of them will be somewhat away from each other. What if I give 30? Will it look good? Huh. Let's just keep it over there. I am bad in UI designing. Okay, so let's just clean up the whole stuff by putting all of the styles over there. So I am going to copy the style from here, and I am going to call it inner container, and I am going to paste the whole stuff over here. And likewise I am going to call styles dot inner container over here. Okay, and the same thing for this style. I am going to call that container, and I'm going to give it styles dot container over here. So this will give us the same result. There nothing will be changed except the fact that the whole code is much cleaner than before. Okay, so we can successfully write our code in password and username over here, right? So this works. Now I need to bring in two buttons. I need to bring in a sign in button, which is which has a yellow background, and I need to bring in a register button, and that is white color in background, and both the stuff inside is bold and black. Now there are two ways to do the same stuff. Okay, the first way is to just import button from React Native, which will and call the button component over here, which will give us the button. That is the normal way to do that, but I want to show you guys something else. Okay, there is another component named pressable. Okay, so what does this component do? This component will make its children or child component pressable. Okay, and this is going to be a lot of use, because like what if I want to make this component, the whole component over here, pressable? I'll give it inside the pressable I will give it inside the pressable component over here, which would make the whole thing pressable. Okay, which is a much better way to do this stuff, right? And so yeah, we'll make the same uh, somewhat similar UI later today, when we actually do the stuff. And I'll also make a video about integrating today we won't be having a 2 hour session. We'll be having just a 1 hour session, in which we will also be covering we need to cover the assignment and what to do things over there, and we'll also be creating a similar UI over there. So yeah, so the first part of the thing is to just create a pressable button. So I am going to call the pressable component, and inside the pressable component I am just going to put a text, and the first text will say sign in, and I'm going to copy the same thing from that to here, and the second one we'll name it as register. I'll give it gist, okay, register. Okay, now I'm going to provide some style, and I am going to be styling inside here while, but at the same time I'm going to just give it a I'll just name it over here dot button, and I'm going to give it the same style over here, style equal to style dot button, I mean styles dot button. So this okay, so now now if I save, I can find that okay, I didn't import text, I guess. Yeah, I didn't import text, that's why you can't find variable text. Where did we use text? We use text over here. Text is a component. So why did that error come? Because I didn't import text over here. Now once I import text over here, that function is gone. Okay, so as you can see, there are two things. Okay, let's just, in order to know whether the whole thing is pressable, I'm just going to give an on press function, which will also take a function as an input, and this function will simply give me an alert. Okay, so okay, so let's just check. So if I click on that, yeah, I'm getting an alert which would print pressed over here, right? So if I give the same thing function over here and change to pressed register and pressed sign in, you can see that if I click sign in, I'm going to get pressed sign in, and if I press register, then pressed register is going to come on the screen. Okay, so the pressable thing works, and the pressable is like React Native is actually I mean, most of the developers are currently kind of pushing people to use pressable instead of the button, because like pressable can you could use your own styling, and you could do whatever you want with the stuff. The only thing that you are going to get a pretty native or a pretty blank UI over there, and now it's up to you to do whatever you want. So that is what I'm going to do exactly. I am going to give my own styling to to the view. Now I'm going to call in button, because that's the name I gave over here. And first of all, I am going to give a background color for the time being to white. Then this could actually help me see the borders. Now I am going to give a padding, a margin top for the matter, margin top of maybe like 20 uh, 20 pixels, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that works. So now the next part is to give padding, so the content of the stuff will be away from, yeah. So now you can actually see, when I haven't given any padding to it, you can see that there isn't any space between the sign in and the border of the stuff, right? Now if I give padding, maybe like 10 pixel, maybe like maybe 50 pixel padding, you could see that the whole stuff is away from the content is away from the border by 50 pixels. Okay, so I'm not going to give, maybe 20 pixels will work, that's too much. So 10 pixels, yeah, maybe 10 pixels will work. Okay, okay, but before you giving padding, let me just, yeah, instead of that, maybe I'll just center the whole stuff inside the thing, right? That is going to be like, so I'm going to give align item center, which should center the stuff. Now if I give width as maybe like the width of the input was like 220, maybe 110 of stuff, yeah. Now you can see that this the sign in button is actually in the center of the button, right, which is better for me. and I am going to give a padding top, which would just push the stuff from the top, which I'll give just 10 pixels. Yeah. Okay, now there's another problem. The thing is that it's not centered vertically, so I'm just going to give it justify center, content center, which is going to center the stuff vertically, and it didn't do that. Why didn't do that? Justify content center should okay, maybe I'll just remove padding from that, which would be okay, maybe wait, why didn't that happen with I need to give padding. What if I give padding but don't push stuff from that? Yeah, instead of giving padding, I just give a height. Maybe 40, yeah. Yeah, see, it's standard. Okay, that will work for me. And I'm also going to give a border, a radius, maybe 10. Okay, that works, but 10 is a bit too much. I mean, the height of the thing, I don't want the height to be the same. What is the height over here? What is the height of the box over here? The height of the box is 34 pixels, so I'll just give 35. Maybe I'll increase the width height of the thing to be 45. Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe increase a bit to maybe like 250. I want to take it half the screen. Yeah. Okay, and the border radius is 8. Okay, I'll just decrease the width maybe. No, I'll just keep the width same and I'll decrease the height of it. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but I don't feel that this looks good. Yeah, you guys get the idea, right? That's what I want. Okay, so now if I give a background color of yellow, this would affect both of the buttons simultaneously, but I don't want that to happen, because like with respect to our design, maybe the width is too much. Wait, I want to give a font weight, and I'll give it bold. What did that do? It looks a bit better. Font size too. 14 maybe. Okay, I didn't give it. Okay. What if I type? Okay. Right, you guys get the gist. Okay, so okay, now I need to. Okay, now I'm going to show a little bit of a small trick that is used to so that I can give a yellow color to just the sign in button, but not to the thing. I am going to put the styles dot button inside a curly bracket. I'm going to put 3 dots over there and put a comma and write background color to be, what's the color of the thing? I'll explain what's going on over there. There is this. See. So as you guys can see, the yellow color has been. So what is this 3 dots? These 3 dots are known as destructuring operator. So what does the destructuring operator do? The destructuring operator is going to take every key value pair inside styles.button and is just going to print it over here one by one. Okay, so what does that actually mean? I'm going to show what's happening here. The result of dot 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 is essentially this. So instead of writing all these things again once more. I'm just going to put dot dot dot, which would destructure the whole thing and would just insert each of the key value pairs one by one, right? So this is what is actually happening over there. So instead of that, I'm just going to put three dots. So this is known as destructuring. It would be good if you guys could just go to the net and type in destructuring in JavaScript, and I guess that would help you guys understand what destructuring is much better than what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, so our UI is like half of the part is finished, maybe more than half, maybe 60% of this if it's is finished. Okay, so the next stuff is to put the logo in. Okay, so in order to put the logo in, I am going to bring image. I'm going to import image, okay, so that I can import image only. So, and I am going to give image on top of the the text input. So nothing is going to happen because I didn't give any image to actually print over there. I am going to give it a source, and inside the source I'm going to call in a JavaScript function known as require. Now what does require do? Require is actually a way to make sure that the image is actually present over there. So if the image is not present over there, the require is going to give a give an error. Now what am I going to give inside that? I'm going to actually call dot slash, I mean dot compo, I mean inside, I'm going to give the relative address of my image. I'm going to give the relative address of the image. Since the image and my page is in the same folder, I'm just going to call it using the name. So component dot png. Why did I simply give the name of the image? That's because the page I'm currently in, that's the login page, and the image that I want to call is in the same folder. So I don't need to essentially put any slashes or any dot slash or anything like that. So this would bring in the component unable to resolve. Okay, something is a problem over there. Component.png, I can't do that. Why? Maybe a dot will this work? What if I give dot slash? Will that work? Yeah, that worked. So erase whatever I gave. Okay, this is a video. I could edit the whole video, but that would remove the previous thing that I just said, but that would again make my work a lot. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so I am also going to give a bit of styling over here. So style, and I'm just gonna push the image a bit to the right. So that is by giving margin right to be like 5 pixels maybe. Okay, that inside the, did that do something or like? Okay, okay, sorry, my mistake. Margin left. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a 5 or like 5 pixel. Yeah, maybe this is good. Okay, yeah, so this is fine for now, and for simply I'm just going to instead of just simply printing pressed sign in, I am going to print the value inside email and password. Okay, so I'm going to say email equal to, I'm going to concatenate the email plus password equal to password. I'm just going to put a slash n over here so that goes to the next page, next line. So now if I click, yeah, so email equal to ADA, password equal to ASDS. Okay, so you guys can do a lot of things over here. I'm just going to put in another the terms and conditions thing over here. So I'm just going to put a text over here, and I'm going to say terms and where's the and conditions, yeah. And I am also going to give a simple styles dot terms. I'm just going to give the terms over here, and the term will be background color. No, I mean just the color to be uh, white, and the second is to be to the text decoration to be underline. Yeah, so this would add a text over there. Okay, color term white. Okay, maybe I can use hash functions, maybe hash 000, which is nothing. Okay, but that pushes the whole thing over there, so I'll just also justify the thing. Yeah, why not? Oh my god, that doesn't work. Okay, maybe not that. I'm just going to uh, just going to give a margin, maybe margin left. Does auto work here? Oh, auto will push the thing all over there. I don't want that to happen. 50%. Okay, that would just okay, maybe like 40, 45, 40% maybe. I don't know. Okay, I'll just leave it over there for now, and maybe figure it out later. Okay, so I'll just take this whole thing out. I don't want to. Okay, so this is what we have right now. We made a sign in button. For the next part, maybe I'll let you guys create a register page. And for today's session, we will be trying out trying how to redirect from one page to another. And later today, I will be also showing you guys how to how to redirect from one page to like how to create the this page. And I want you guys to maybe the assignment will be to create this page and this page. Yeah, so yeah, so hope you guys can enjoy the understand the video understand the video. And if you guys have any doubt, just message me, and I can help you guys and understand the whole stuff. If you guys have any doubt, just give me a message, and or you guys can ask uh, when we come for the lessons. Okay, so have a good day, guys. Yeah.